farm, a couple different farms. joining us for the May 14th Richmond Community Schools Board meeting. Please rise while we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I please have the reading of the mission and vision statement?
The vision statement: Richmond Community Schools, a collaborative community nurturing mind, body, and spirit to prepare students for lives of choice, purpose, and service.
The mission statement: Richmond Community Schools guide students on pathways of learning to a future limitless possibility.
Thank you. Moving on to celebrations, Dr. Wright.
President Pickering, Trustees, I'm going to ask that our Director of Student Support and Communication, Mrs. Bridget Hazelbaker, approach the podium to honor tonight's awardees. Mrs. Hazelbaker, welcome, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. We do have several superstars in our audience today, as you may take a look. First off, I would like to have Miss Rachel Phillips come up, please. Mr. Larry Wilson, Miss Peter Lunsford, Mr. Corey George, Mrs. Brasco. Mrs. Brown has not made it yet. But we recently had our celebration of excellence. And those who may have seen some photos on Facebook or social media, and even on our own website, we have some photos that I'm sharing that in the videos of our superstars here. So I would like for them each to come up and introduce themselves, explain the award they have, and then I'm sure the board will ask some questions of you all when we're finished. Oh no, all right, Mrs. Lunsford says no. All right, so Rachel, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rachel Phillips, and I was honored to receive the Elementary Educator of the Year and then the RCS Teacher of the Year this year, which was very shocking and surprising. I was not expecting it. And when I went up there, I was walking and I was like, oh, Lord, give me some words, because I had nothing ready. And in that time, I totally forgot to even say thank you to my family and to my Fairview family, who I have taught with for 21 years. So I had to make sure I said that, because they got totally left out in the celebration and in the shock.
And so who did you bring with you?
So I brought my husband in, and then at the ceremony, both my girls were there. Reagan is a junior at RHS and Katie is a freshman at RHS. And Reagan was supposed to have work that day. And I was like, you don't have to get off. That's silly. Like, nothing's going to happen. It's fine. And then she was like, Mom, I would have missed it if I didn't go. And then my mother and my father were there. And then my mother-in-law, who are all like connected in education. So it was pretty cool to be there, but very unexpected. But I was very proud to represent Fairview and all the great things that are happening there.
Lunsford.
Okay. I'm Laquita Lunsford, and I work at Test Middle School. And as a teacher para, special ed, worked with many teachers there. I worked at for almost, I believe, 30 years for Richmond, retiring this year. And I've loved every minute of it. I love the kids. I love my job. And it's just been great.
And this,
Love everything else.
who did you bring with you today?
Who did I bring with
And
me?
you can have them stand if you want, especially your son.
I brought my daughter, Brittany, my granddaughter, Miley, my husband, Tim, my son, Sean, and my grandson, Jaden.
All right. And soon we'll be asking questions of all of you, but just bittersweet to see Miss Lunsford go, knowing that she also helped raise me there on the south side of town. And
Yeah, that was a rough job.
Yeah.
One I had.
Yeah, one of my many surrogate mothers here in the city. So we'll definitely have some more questions here shortly. Thank you.
Mr. Wilson.
Larry Wilson. I teach the precision machine class at the high school. I won Richmond High School Teacher of the Year and Secondary Teacher of the Year. So just enjoy our kids, love them, love to watch them grow and be productive citizens in Richmond and wherever they decide to go to college or work. So.
Mr. Wilson, anyone accompany you this evening?
Nope, all by myself tonight.
But we we do know that your son is currently serving as
a teacher here at the Richmond High School also, and he loves it also.
so chip off the old block.
Yes.
Ms. Brazel? Just say yourself and what award you received.
I'm really sorry I'm late. I am Laura Rica-Brazel. I received the Administrator of the Year award. I have been the principal at Test Intermediate for getting close to 2 years. I do want to point out that are there only 2 Xavier grads that work in the corporation?
Currently, because Bob Kelsick also was.
Well, so of your current Xavier University graduates, I just want to point out that we're 100% here.
Yeah.
I'm here in the awards this year, so go XU. I'm so honored and I was so surprised, but I really was reflecting on what has made it possible for me to be good at my job. And I think some of that is that I have been fortunate to work with administrators, not just in RCS, but also when I was in Atlanta. And so I've worked with a number of principals and assistant principal colleagues who really helped develop and mentor me. And I think that is really important. I'm currently participating in the Indiana Principal Leadership Institute, IPLI, which is a state program in its 12th cohort. The state legislature just voted to cut all of the funding for that program. So they're committed to finishing cohort 12. They've accepted people into cohort 13. But the future after that is really uncertain. And I think that anything that the school can do. So now, I've had a little time to think. You put me on the spot and and I didn't know what to say. But as I've been reflecting, I think it is just really, really important. Being a principal is it can be very isolating and it can be very difficult. And it's not a challenge for the faint of heart. And so having those connections and those opportunities to grow is just really, really important. So anything that you guys can do to advocate for that at the school board level, I think it's really important for me to say. So thank you very much. Really honored. Really.
And Mrs. Brazel, we know that during that celebration, there was not a dry eye in the house. Your family came up to celebrate with you. I know that you're just leaving the school, I'm sure, and they're not with you this evening, but they were definitely there to.
There was a whole conspiracy where David Brazel got called out a second period, and phone calls were made. So my RHS family was looking out for me there. It was just so sweet. Very nice.
Mr. Corey George.
So my name is Corey George. I serve as the Chief Probation Officer in Wayne County, and I was fortunate enough to receive the Friend of Education Award. Frankly, in my opinion, it's the best award because I really did nothing to achieve that other than really support the fine work that your line staff, your educators are doing, your administrators are doing, and the students are doing and receiving. So through a grant that we receive in our office, we support a lot of efforts of RCS with trust-based relational intervention, handle with care, emotional regulation supports, and a variety of other things with the end goal of supporting all students so they graduate. We know that kids who aren't engaged in school and aren't engaged in youth activities are more likely to enter the juvenile justice system. So truly, we collaborate, we work as a team, and I just frankly support the people in your building. So the award really goes to your staff and to the students. So, thank you.
Mr. George, anyone with you this evening?
I'm running solo tonight. So.
But I know that your children, of course, are RHS grads, and your son, current senior, I believe, was on the prom court. Is that right?
He was on the homecoming court. But yes, I have, my wife and I have a sophomore and a senior, both who have really enjoyed their time here. And Jacob was just recognized today with a very nice scholarship. Thank you all.
That's what's all. Board members, questions?
That our sixth grade took a field trip today with the Chamber of Commerce, and Jacob is their intern, so he helps facilitate our sixth grade.
That's what's all.
Any additional questions? Would you like a photo, Dr. Wright?
Absolutely. Any other questions?
I would just say thank you guys. And it seems like there's a theme of positivity and just working together and working with others in the community and the staff. So thank you for everything you do. We appreciate you.
I definitely agree. I mean, it was a great event to be at. Yes, Miss Brazel. I saw Bridget joke up. I saw the boys coming up, and I lost it too. But it was so great to celebrate you all, and you're very much loved and we all appreciate it. So
And again, as was echoed, the teams that you all work alongside and work with and work for, and your families that have sacrificed so much to allow you all to be great. This is also an extension and a celebration of what they've done. And so we definitely appreciate you.
What are the next steps from Ms. Phillips? What happens next for you?
Well, I have an email that, so I got an email from Mr. Mops, and it is the portfolio for the state. So I'm gonna spend some of my summer working on that and getting that together to represent RCS at the level. So again, I work really hard. I do my job. I do what I'm supposed to do for the kids. I don't feel like it's extra above and beyond what every teacher is doing. I just think that I'm representing RCS because of all the people who support me along the way, and all the principals and admin and teachers who have poured into me, and most importantly, the students that I serve each day. They come, they're ready to learn, they're happy to be there. That's what I want, is for them. They don't have to remember every lesson I taught them, but they have to remember that learning's fun, that someone's there for them, that I show up. And so I just, I'm happy and proud to represent RCS, but I think it's because of all the great things that are happening with all the teachers. So I'm excited for that.
You said you think the teachers of your children.
Yeah, I did. It was hard when I looked out there. Of course, I was like still frozen, and I was up there like, ugh, and I was shaking so bad. And but I looked out and I saw teachers of Reagan and Katie, and it just was like, I know how much they've poured into my children, and if another parent feels that way about what I've done for their kid, then I'm doing my job. And so I just can't say enough about the great teachers my girls have had throughout their time in RCS, and they're both really loving the high school. And so thanks to everybody at the high school for having so many opportunities for our kids to find their place. They love Devilettes, they're part of a team, there's just cool things. And so I really appreciate all that happens in RCS for our kids.
And we definitely wish you the best as you go on to the state level of competition. Our last teacher of the year made it to, I believe, the top 3 or top 5 finalists. And I know you too will be right there in the contention.
Do what we can.
And lastly, before we come up with a photograph, Mrs. Lunsford, forgive me, I don't want to put your business in the streets, as they say on the south end of town, but we also appreciate your many years of service. Mrs. Lunsford is retiring at the end of this year. So thank you for how many?
30.
Yes.
Came back.
Yes. And then with us, it adds another 10. Yes, no doubt. Let's give another round of applause. All right.
Stay there.
All right, so we also have an additional celebrity here in our midst. We have someone who was mayor for a day in Richmond, and she is also an 8th grader at Hibbard. So, Tatum, will you come on up? So I just would like for you to introduce yourself and tell us why you're here today.
Well, hi, my name is Tatum Rivera. I'm an 8th grader at Hibbard Middle School, and I was mayor for the day because I won first place in the National Civics Week, local Civics Week competition. And I will be moving on to state, and I'm here with my mother and my sister today. And I don't know, I'm really excited to be right in front of you guys. This is really just a great experience for me because, being completely honest, I did not think I would have gotten any of this. But I don't know, just this entire experience to me, it's been really great to be able to not only study more about civics, but being involved with communities such as you guys. It's been really great for me so far.
So tell us a little bit about that mayor for a day. So I know you have someone who is here also, other than your family. Mayor Oler, will you come up for me too? So tell me a little bit, what was it like to shadow the mayor for a day?
Besides being able to go to a really great luncheon and be able to nice people.
It's a good day.
Yeah, it did. it was just a really great experience overall, not only just to be able to see what he does in a day, but being able to be involved in the community and see what everyone does and how we all are incorporated into one. Being able to make our community better was just a really great thing for me. I really like being able to be involved in that type of community, not only because it shows me what actually I can do when I grow up, but it also shows me that when I need somebody or when I want to know what's going on, or not only just being involved with so many great people, it's something that's so enlightening to me, really.
Now tell me, what was your topic? The essay. What did you end up?
Well, my topic was really supposed to be involved with the community. I did how the 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship was being revoked, and I thought that was a really tough and very touchy subject. And so to me, I wanted it to be personal to me, but not only to the community as well. And so I really just wanted to focus on something that really could not only I could learn more about, but that I could also share with others.
And what subject is that 14th Amendment fall within? So is that science or math? I'm teasing. I'm an old history teacher, so it's a loaded question.
It's a trick question.
Yeah, backbone of education. I love it. I'll just start with, if you don't mind, I'll just start with how proud we are of your successes and the successes of the previous state civics B champion that was also a Richmond student, and having the experience of being mayor for the day and being able to selflessly serve in that role, or at least get a glimpse of what self service is all about, reminds me of my time as an 8th grader at Hibbert. Again, best junior high school in the world. But nevertheless, I had the opportunity to be principal for a day. And it was that time with Mrs. Dixie Robinson back then that led me to realize that selfless service is not only the noblest profession, but one of the greatest. And so I'm glad you had the same experience. And maybe you'll be mayor someday. Now, Dr. Oler may still be there by the time you're coming up. Maybe so. Questions for?
I was wondering, so did this experience make you think about your future and maybe going into politics? And if so, school board is a good place to start just for the future. But does that interest you?
It's a good place to start.
It definitely did. I mean, I knew that I always wanted to do something involved with law. So far, I've been leaning towards corporate law, but nothing besides that. But it definitely opened up my options of what I wanted to do, like being mayor or involved in the student or school council boards.
Besides the mayor's office, she got to spend time in the law department and some other departments. So she really got to see a lot of the workings of the city. And she even got to sit through a council meeting and RPL board meeting. So it was a long day. It was a long day. She came in and met with department heads. It was the first Monday of the month, all my department heads come together. So she got to meet all of them and spend time with them. And came to the mayor's office, she actually made a decision. Our controller was in there and we were having some back and forth, and I let her choose. She was literally mayor for like a minute.
I definitely slept good that night, I'll tell you that.
I slept good.
But I told her that not every day is that fancy luncheon she gets to have.
I was just about to say that's remarkable. Anybody that's ever shadowed me, it's typically around 2:30 or 3 o'clock. They say, "Hey, when are we going to eat?" And I share with them. You just got to press through. Other questions, comments?
I was gonna say, so for the competition, you have an essay. Is there a question portion, question and answer?
Well, I think, Miss Baker is here from the chamber. So would you mind coming up here and just explaining a little bit of that process? Just, I know we're super low on time.
I know, this is just about.
But just to explain a little bit about how that process works. The chamber is the sponsor of this.
So the way it works is they have to write an essay, submit it, they then get judged. The top 20 then move on. So then we invite them to the live local bee, and there is 2 rounds of multiple choice questions. So they answer 10 in each round. At the second final round, then the top 5 move on to give their essays and answer questions from the judges. We have 3 judges that come. And then
We appreciate the chamber, Mr. Hensley, for allowing your student to be absent or excuse absence that day. It's really fun. Yeah. And then are you excited about going to the high school in the fall?
Oh my gosh, definitely.
Good.
And Ms. Hainsbury, what are the next steps with regard to the cities?
So you have You have the state B.
Yes, so the state B will be July 30th, so she will begin, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. I wasn't expecting to speak either. She will begin to receive information here soon, and then she will go on to state, and it's pretty much the same. She will have 2 rounds of multiple choice questions. The top 5 then move on to the 3rd round, where they get to explain more about their essay. She will receive more time this time. And then the judges do ask a little bit harder questions, but you guys are, but you guys do a great job. We're excited. But listening to you speak up here earlier, you will have no problem. I'm excited, so.
I just want to say, if you read her work and talked to her, I think she could just skip high school and go to college.
So maybe we can get an opportunity to read your essay, we can share that with the board.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be great.
I would love that.
Give it another
Yes, please. I'm trying to Mrs. Phillips is in photo. Thank you.
Moving on, public commentary. Do we have anyone excited? Those who wish to comment at this evening's board meeting, the maximum time to speak is 5 minutes. Please keep your comments fact-based and within the time permitted. Comments are not to be personally directed or abusive. Comments recognizing the work of staff and students are always welcome. However, critical remarks concerning specific school personnel or students are to be made through the complaint process available in policy 9130. School board members do not respond to public comments during the meeting, but the board president will send you a personal follow-up email. Please state your name.
Our first is Kristen Jones.
Kristen Jones, 2514 Locust Lane. Hello, I wanted to take a moment to highlight one of the classes and teachers at RHS. Over the past 2 years, we've had the great fortune of having the students in Nathan Kindig's building and construction trades class working at our house. During this time, they have built a deck on the front of our house, tore up and rebuilt our back deck, and this year they've built a barbecue shack in our backyard. People have often asked us why we choose to have students build these items for us and not pay a company who could get it done quickly. To be honest, having the students complete the work does take quite a while, and it's not free, as a lot of people have asked us. But I can give you many reasons why we are 100% happy with our choice of having Mr. Kindig and his students work on our house. Nathan Kindig runs an impeccable program. He is a master at bringing our visions to life and has students actively learning at all times. As educators, it has been amazing to watch the students work at our house while learning a lifelong skill. We truly appreciate the fact that this class is offered at RHS, and the focus is not only on preparing students for a career and not just always a four-year college option. Last but not least, it's so important to recognize the behavior of the students. Mr. Kindig runs a pretty tight ship, as to be expected with the power tools that they're using. These students listen to their teacher and are very eager to learn. Our neighbors have even mentioned how polite and respectful the teenagers are when working at our house, when we are not home. When we leave snacks and or water out for the students, they have always cleaned up after themselves, as well as all materials are always cleaned up, and our house looks better than it was when they arrived. All in all, I just wanted to take an opportunity to recognize such a wonderful program and teacher. Nathan Kindig and his students are an absolute asset to RCS, and we're truly grateful for all of the work that they have done for us.
Our next is Eric Pearson.
Hi, I'm Erica Pearson. I don't want you guys to get sick of seeing me. I have something just really quick to say, a thank you and a please. I was really excited and happy to see under the action items, memorandums of understanding for the college now and tomorrow's teachers today with IU East. members of the Equity Coalition have talked for a while with members of the administration about grow your own programs and how it can be really effective to have local students who are interested in becoming teachers get some extra training before they even are of college age. So that's very exciting. And also with the Chamber of Commerce, the work-based learning agreement, it's very exciting that so many students from RCS and from all of the Wayne County schools will be able to get that work-based experience so that they can have a clearer vision of where they're going after graduation. So that's the thank you for all the work that obviously went into those agreements. The please is that I noticed in the wording, at least in the College Now and Tomorrow's Teachers Today, and I don't know how it's going to work with the work-based learning agreement, but it says that the responsibility for transportation to those opportunities is the responsibility of either the student or RCS. And I know that there are many students in our corporation who don't have access to their own transportation, and that's actually been a barrier for many to participate in really important programs. So I'm hoping my pleas is that members of the administration will be really thinking creatively about how to provide transportation for students who want to and deserve to take part in these opportunities, but might not be able to unless the schools are able to provide transportation for them. Thank you.
Moving on to consent items. That is item 4.01, 4.02, 4.03. And Mr. Stevens and Ms. Stoltz are not present with us as we make motions.
I'll move to approve 4.01 through 4.03.
Second.
That was a motion by Member Brand and a second by Member Oloriaga. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 5-0. Moving on to action items. Up first, we have 5.01, which is RHS tennis courts and track research in Northwest. Nice.
I move we approve action on 5.1.
Second.
There was a motion by Member Rutten and a second by Member Oloriaga. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 5-0. Item 5.02, Iowa East College Now MOU.
I move we approve action item 5.2.
I'll second.
That was a motion by Member Brunton and a second by Member Brand. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 5-0. Item 5.03, Tomorrow's Teachers Today. T3 MOU.
I move we approve action item 5.3.
Second.
There's a motion by Member Brunton, a second by Member Oloriaga. Any questions or comments? I would just say, just as Ms. Pearson brought up, as we roll out these programs, that's a very good call out of, transportation and how we roll, and especially the degree requirements that come work-based learning. That's just something I think it's good to remember as we work with students and getting them on their way. So, all those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 5-0. Item 5.04, Wayne County Superintendent's Work-Based Learning Agreement.
I'll move to approve. Item 5.04.
Second.
So a motion by Member Brand, a second by member Breton. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 5-0. Moving on to policy review. Up first is policy 6320, purchasing, second reading and approval.
Oh, item 601. Second.
So motion by member Brand, a second by member Loriaga. Any questions or comments? I was just gonna say, I think this is the one, that we asked Mr. Mops to put in this is great. You know, just to kind of update it into that format so we have an idea of exactly what it looks like. So, all those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 4-0. Policy 7540.02, web content, apps, and services, second reading and approval.
I move to approve policy 7540.0.
Second.
That was a motion by member Breton, a second by member Loriaga. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 4-0. Policy 8210, school calendar, second reading and approval.
Move to approve 6103 policy 8210, school calendar. Second.
So motion by member Loriaga, a second by member Brand. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 4-0. Item or policy 8452, automated external defibrillators, AED, second reading and approval.
I move to approve 6.04 policy 8452. Second.
That was a motion by member Loriaga, a second by member Brand. Any questions or comments? I was gonna ask, I think I didn't double check. Okay. I know we were looking at if it what the title was it a medical doctor? It looks like it's updated to the director of nursing services. Okay. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 4-0. Policy 8615, idling school buses and other idling vehicles on school property, second reading and approval.
Move we approve policy 8615.
That was a motion by member Breton, a second by member Brand. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 5-0. Item 6.06, which is rescinding policy 8760, student accident insurance.
I move we rescind item 6.06, policy 8760, student accident insurance.
Second.
There's a motion by member Weber, a second by member Loriaga. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 5-0. Where are we at? Other discussion. That is.
This is a record.
I know.
Don't tell Aaron this.
It's not. No.
Oh,
It's not a record. Oh, okay.
Oh, is it already?
It's not a record. A full meeting is a record. So I actually don't believe Member Stoltz had an update for the redevelopment commission. And I actually don't necessarily have a big update for president's update. I would, like the community know that we're continuing to discuss our next steps for strategic planning phase 2, we're calling it, and how we move forward the first phase that we went through this winter, how we sort of continue to grow, build on that, and then ultimately implement that. So more to potentially come as we get through this next 2 weeks and get into the summer. So open forum. Does anyone anything for open forum?
I'd just say that Kim and I attended a career education awards this morning. It's such a great program, and to see how advanced our school system is at preparing kids and students for careers in our community, and to celebrate with them today. And the scholarships given, and it was just a nice morning to celebrate that.
It was, I believe, Miss Wolfie stated they gave away $11,000. So thank you so much to the community who, donate towards that program and the scholarships. And it was great being a part of it. I think there's so many ways to grow, but all of the different, what falls under the career education. So Mr. Kindig was there with his team. So it's great that Mrs. Jones brought that up. But and other kids from other schools actually participate in some of those too. We had a couple Northeastern students, and so I think that's something that's really great. We want to make sure all of our county kids know, if they're interested, how we can partner. So, does anyone have anything else as far as for open forum? Okay. Preview of upcoming meetings and events. I don't know when our next meeting is. Our next special policy meeting is Tuesday, May 20th. So next Tuesday here in this boardroom at 10 a.m. And then our next school board meeting will be Wednesday, May 28th, 2025, at 5:30, back to the normal time. So, adjournment and bell ringer. That's right.
President, another chance, we also have this Friday, the annual RHS Honors and Awards. And as we celebrated Mrs. Lunsford's retirement, we also will be celebrating Mrs. Porter's last Honors and Award ceremony that she's been helping now for many years. And so, as Mrs. Hazel Baker, our Director of Board of Education, rejoined us, we definitely want to extend appreciation to all of our retirees this year.
I did have career awards on. I also want to celebrate Richmond High School's Shred Vodka. He won the bar for the perfect attendance award, and we had, I want to say, maybe 15, 16. We had a whole clan of students, seniors, up for those awards, and the amount of prizes they won from the chamber again. Was quite impressive. Also, we're going to be celebrating some of our EPA students at our May 20th meeting. You may have seen we've had 2 national champions from our high school, and then top finishers as well at the national competition they had. And then lastly, we had reality store today for some 6th graders. So if you happen to see some 6th graders walking around dazed and confused, it's because they have completed a reality store today. So again, we like to thank the chamber again for also coordinating that effort as well.
Great things occurring.
I did my 6th grader did reality store today. So yesterday I said, do you know what your job is? And he's like, no, we took a test, which I thought was great. The see. I said, are you going for passion? What do you really want to do? Or are you going for money? And he said, I'm going for money. Okay.
Attaboy.
I mean, at least you know.
It was good. It was good. I second that. It was really good. My daughter came up to me.
I haven't gotten the love down yet.
And she came up to me and she goes, Dad, you know what I'm going to be? And of course, not to embarrass her, but she had a star on her forehead. And I was like, oh, what were you? Amongst the stars? And she goes, no, I got picked to be an astronomer. So it was kind of,
cute.
that's kind of neat. So
yeah, it really is. Okay, great. That is all for me. Meeting adjourned. Hey, Ron.
I had a question. So it's to photos for that.